What really happened between Kris and Caitlyn Jenner? Over the years, we have been given front row seats and exclusive access into the lives of the Kardashians since the beginning of the show in 2007. Personal lives and various secrets are laid bare for our entertainment as the show focuses on the not so harmonious mix of the Kardashian and Jenner family. But we believe there is more to it than meets the camera, which is why today we're going to be revealing what really happened between Kris and Caitlyn. Is there really more to the story? Stay tuned to find out. Let's go.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
It is no surprise that Kris and Caitlyn have had a sour relationship, despite being married to each other for over 23 years. Amidst separations, public tongue-lashing, and a lot of name-calling, there is definitely more to the story than we already know. But to be able to fully understand the story, let's go back to the beginning. Kris Jenner. Kristen Mary Jenner has never been a stranger to broken homes, as she herself had gone through it as a child. Her parents divorced when she was just 7 years old, leaving she and her younger sister Karen to be raised by her mother alone. Her mother, however, remarried a few years later. Her father had been the reason for the breakup, as he was unstable and had personal problems, including substance abuse, that greatly affected his marriage. We do not know if it was an inherited trait or a result of daddy issues, but Kris herself has been the cause of many breakups herself. You'll see them in a minute. Kris has always been a hustler from a very young age and had a penchant for making money, even before she became the reality superstar and businesswoman she is today. And she also had little interest in college and was rather interested in becoming a wife and starting a home. She got married at a very young age to a man that was a decade her age, and thus began her journey. At the age of 17, she got married to the seasoned golfer Cesar Sanudo, who was 28 at the time. Due to the nature of his job, he was often away from home, which allowed Kris to meet other people while he was away. That marriage didn't last long because he came home one time and met her in bed with another man. You can guess who the man was. Hint, the culprit was her next husband. Kris met Robert Kardashian in 1973 at the Del Mar racetrack in California, and it was love at first sight for Robert. At the time, Kris was still 17 and Robert was 32, another husband that was way older than Kris. They dated for about 2 years and got married 6 months even before her divorce with Sanudo was over. Okay, that must have stung. Needless to say, she was practically waiting for Sanudo to call it quits so she could be with Kardashian. Her marriage to Kardashian was like a fairy tale. The spark was blinding and the feelings overflowed. At the time, Robert Kardashian was a criminal defense attorney who was known to spoil his young wife. And they welcomed 4 children: Kourtney, Kim, Khloe, and Robert Kardashian. But as the saying goes, good times never last. Don't believe that, I totally made that up. But yeah, Kris had a history of being unfaithful, and once again got into an affair with another man, this time a soccer player named Todd Waterman. She wasn't caught red-handed like the last time. She must have been extra careful with this one, but word still got out. Robert reportedly hired a team of private investigators to look into the matter, and was able to prove her infidelity, which led to their divorce. They were married for 13 years. Robert cut off all her credit cards and she had absolutely no money to her name, so she went to work as an air hostess. She later admits to regretting her decision to cheat on Kardashian, saying it was the biggest regret of her life, and that the marriage was perfect. I had a wonderful, beautiful life with Robert. He was just an amazing man. Kourtney Kardashian, her oldest child, also revealed she still held some resentment towards her mother for cheating on her father and breaking up their perfect family. Kris also admits that the breakup and all the drama surrounding it had a negative impact mainly on her children and other people around her. After this, however, she picked herself up and met her third husband, then Bruce Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner. Born William Bruce Jenner, she is a retired Olympic gold medal winning athlete and a TV personality starring frequently in Keeping Up with the Kardashians and her own show, I Am Kate. Jenner was a college football player. Before a career-threatening knee injury, Jenner went into decathlon and finished with a 6-year career in decathlon, competing in the 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal, and winning the men's decathlon event with a record score of 8,618 points. Impressive. Jenner is widely considered as one of the greatest athletes in American history and the most famous transgender woman in the world. She, like Kris, has also enjoyed her fair share of failed marriages. Here's a breakdown. After graduating from college, Jenner married Christy Crownover, an American actor who proudly stood by her during her most glorious moments as an athlete. They had 2 children, Burton Burt Jenner and Cassandra Cassie Marino. Christy was the first person to know about Jenner's gender dysphoria and kept it a secret for over 4 decades. They divorced in 1981 after 9 years of marriage. In the first week of finalizing Jenner's divorce with Christy, she got married to Linda Thompson, yet another actress, in Hawaii. They had 2 sons, Brandon Jenner and Sam Brody Jenner. But this too didn't last long, and by February 1986, Jenner and Thompson had first parted ways, living separately before getting divorced. And that brings us up to the intersection. Kris and Caitlyn Jenner. Did you know that the pair met through a blind date? Kris was fresh out of a divorce, just a month after ending her marriage with her spouse, while Jenner wasn't such a novice in the field of failed marriages either, after 2 divorces. They both went on a blind date and immediately hit it off, despite their history of scandals and failed marriage. Kris completely adored Jenner's fun, straightforward, and charming personality, and decided this was who she wanted to spend the rest of her life with. Just 5 months after meeting, they got married. But not before Jenner had gone to Robert Kardashian asking him to finalize his divorce with Kris so they could legally be married. They were married a month after the divorce papers were signed, and totally refused to take any of Robert's money. They had all 8 children from their previous marriage, and after the wedding, they had another 2, Kendall and Kylie Jenner, while Caitlyn was step-parent to Kris's 4 children who didn't make it so easy. Soon after the marriage, Kris became Jenner's manager and took charge of Jenner's fledgling business as a motivational speaker, getting her gigs and connecting her to wider audiences, after sending out more than 7,000 applications to several public speaking agencies. They also collaborated on their own line of exercise equipment called Superstep, banking on Jenner's history as an Olympic athlete to push sales, and featured in an infomercial series together called Superfit. And with these, their bank accounts started rising like a hot air balloon. In 2007, Kris had the idea for a reality show based on her family. Seeing how diverse they were with different ages, she thought it would have a great appeal on the viewers. And it sure did. But after 23 years of marriage, the pair split up and finally got divorced in December 2014. Kris claimed she did not know about Caitlyn's gender transition, and the hormones Caitlyn was on contributed to making Caitlyn often miserable and pissed off during their marriage. "He was married to me, and he wasn't who he wanted to be, so he was miserable," she stated. She also accused Caitlyn of looking for someone to take the blame for her unhappiness, when in reality, she, Caitlyn, is to blame. Despite their difficulties, Kris admits they still had a good time, but the major bone of contention was Caitlyn's transition, which she, Caitlyn, admitted to downplaying. Caitlyn also accused Kris of not paying her share of the money from their TV show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But Kris claims she handles all the bills in the house, and Caitlyn has not paid a single bill since 1972. Well, fair enough. Despite the hard feelings, Caitlyn does not regret being part of the show, and has stated that it did not affect her marriage in any way. Kris claims to be clueless about her partner's gender identity, and accused Caitlyn of lying about the reason for her previous failed marriages. Her kids have admitted to having clues about Caitlyn's gender dysphoria, while she tried to keep it hidden from the family. Kim admits to having caught Jenner all dressed up as a woman and told Kourtney. Kendall and Kylie also admit to knowing about this issue, and Kendall stated Caitlyn would wake up early and don a complete female outfit on herself before changing clothes and getting the kids ready for school. Kris says she has no problem with Caitlyn coming out, just the fact that she found out just before a business meeting instead of a more private occasion. So, what do you think, guys? Who is responsible for the breakup? Kris or Caitlyn? Comment your answers below, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe now so you do not miss out on other awesome content. See you next time.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.